Government's agenda for the 2018-2019 financial year revealed. Legislation to fight crime and improve the justice system tops the agenda. Also in the new financial year, the Ministry of Health will be continuing a number of programs as it seeks to further improve the healthcare system. New ones will also be implemented.
In short order, we will launch our Compassionate Care initiative to improve how we interface with patients. This is an important initiative geared towards improving customer service in all our health institutions.
Stay with us to hear more from the Portfolio Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine.
All registered voters in St. Andrew Northwestern and the Norman Gardens Division in Kingston East and Port Royal will be allowed 3 hours off to vote on Election Day, March 5. Voters will use the Electronic Voter Identification System, EVIS. To find out where to vote, call the Electoral Office of Jamaica, 1-888-991-8683. This is a message from the Electoral Office of Jamaica. Free and fair elections. It's up to you.
Good day, I'm Carrie-Ann Smith, and this is your GIS News for Thursday, March 1. Justice Brian Sykes has been confirmed as the Chief Justice of Jamaica. The appointment takes effect today, and Justice Sykes received his instrument of office by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen at King's House this morning. Mr. Sykes had been serving as the acting Chief Justice since February 1 upon the retirement of Justice Zayla McCullough. At the time, Prime Minister Andrew Holness had indicated that the acting appointment would be a temporary measure, and he today expressed confidence in Justice Sykes.
I am confident that the Honorable Justice Brian Sykes will discharge his functions with honor, integrity, and distinction. I am confident that under his leadership, there will be a transformation of Jamaica's justice system.
For his part, Justice Sykes says he is fully aware of the duties that lie ahead.
So to be the head of the country's judiciary is an awesome, and some would say foreboding responsibility. And it is not one that I take lightly. As I inherit this mantle from my predecessor, immediate and predecessors past, I must say that I am under no illusion about what is expected of me and our legal system.
Finance Minister Audley Shaw says government's debt management program is proving effective as public debt servicing has been reduced to below 40% of the national budget.
37.4%. And this is significant because we all remember the days in both governments when we had debt servicing in excess of 60%. At one stage as high as 65%.
Minister Shaw was in Parliament on Wednesday addressing the Standing Finance Committee, which is reviewing the 2018-2019 estimates of expenditure. He attributed the reduced debt service payments to the lower levels of debt maturing in the new financial year, such as the early redemption of bonds undertaken through the liability management operations of fiscal years 2016-17 and 2017-18. The Finance Minister explained that the total provision for debt servicing was $289 billion, or 37.4% of the overall expenditure budget, including amortization.
This comprises $137 billion in interest payments and $152 billion in principal payments. This represents a significantly lower level of payments, 23.7% lower than the $378.6 billion in debt service payments estimated for this fiscal year 17-18, which we're wrapping up now.
Jamaica is closely examining countries on the 2017 Digital Evolution Index for best practices in the implementation of the National Identification System, NIDS. This according to NIDS Program Director Warren Vernon. The 2017 Digital Evolution Index tracks the progress made by countries in developing their digital economies and integrating connectivity among their citizens. Mr. Vernon says countries being looked at are Singapore, Israel, and Estonia.
Estonia, there has never been a breach with their system, and is a similarity with us in terms of starting from zero and building out, an infrastructure supported by services for the people.
Mr. Vernon was speaking with the JIS News following a panel discussion with former President of Estonia, Toomas Hendrik Ilves. Providing an update on NIDS, Mr. Vernon said stage 2 of the bidding process for the software to be used was underway. He added that government was moving ahead to enact the policy framework, such as the National Identification Registration Authority. First phase registration on the NIDS is slated to begin with a pilot in September 2018 and proceed to a national rollout in 2019. National Security Minister Robert Montego has challenged the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force to double its membership numbers over the next 12 months. At a function this morning, the minister argued that many young persons are enticed into joining criminal gangs as they seek to make attachments that may not be readily available at home. He asserted that the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force, JCCF, could and should serve as a vehicle for these young people to form positive attachments.
And the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force is one of the official institutions of government that is supposed to intervene so that we can save a lot of our youngsters from a life of criminality. So therefore, I am putting the officers on notice that we're going to have to change gear, and we're going to have to change gear fast. We are starting an aggressive program to save our young people.
There are 94 cadet units across the island, serving approximately 2,600 cadets. The minister's call to increase those numbers came during a ceremony where he presented the force with a new vehicle to support its work. He promised additional support to aid the work of the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force, while revealing that the State Minister Pernell Charles Jr. would be rolling out a program to engage the cadet alumni in the change process. Government has set aside $55.5 million to continue the social and economic inclusion of persons with disabilities project in the 2018-2019 fiscal year. The project, which began in August 2013, is a partnership between the Ministry of Labour and Social Security and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD. The funds will go towards buying and implementing a management information system and acquiring additional assistive aids. Parenting workshops will also be delivered to parents with disabilities, speech and rehabilitative physiotherapy sessions conducted, and communication campaigns and skills training organized for persons with disabilities. The program will conclude in August 2018. And finally, the Ministry of Culture will be distributing 25,000 culture passports to students to expose them to their rich Jamaican culture and heritage. Students who possess culture passports can visit museums, galleries, and theaters and experience special cultural performances free of cost or at reduced rates.
Because of course, if it is that we want to get the information out so that Jamaica can achieve its full potential, we have to start with the young ones so that when they get older, having understood the national heritage, understand the national culture, then they'll therefore be in a position to move us forward.
The Permanent Secretary was speaking on behalf of the Culture Minister at last Friday's Jamaica Day celebrations. The Culture Passport program is a partnership between the Culture and Education Ministries. It is being financed by the Chase Fund. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
Mommy?
Yes, sweetie?
How can I change my world?
You can change your world
by being polite.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss.
With just one action.
We can change the world with acts of random kindness.
Stay kind, act kind, be kind.
Faster dispensation of drugs, reduced waiting time at hospitals, and improved services at health centers. Just some of the recent strides made by the Ministry of Health. The details next.
Monitors here, which is important in their critical care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Doc. Thank you. Hi, I'm Chris Stoughton, Minister of Health. In 2016 alone, we saw almost 2.9 million visits to our health centers, accident and emergency departments, and hospital outpatient clinics. We're still crunching the numbers for 2017 figures, but we do not anticipate fewer visits. Therefore, as more Jamaicans are relying on our healthcare system, we recognize that there is much to be done to improve our health infrastructure and our customer relations. We are taking active steps to ensure that you visit our facilities, you are comfortable with the physical plant, and that you are treated with the respect and dignity that you deserve. There were some major achievements in 2016-2017 financial year. The government partnered with a number of private pharmacies to facilitate speedier dispensing of medication to patients issued with prescription at the public hospitals and clinics. This is aimed at reducing the waiting time encountered by persons using the National Health Fund operated drugstore pharmacies located at our hospitals. We spent some $350 million on the reduction in waiting time project at 8 hospitals and 6 major health centers, which has cut the time by at least a third for patients waiting in those accident and emergency departments. Clinics were adequately resourced to extend opening hours to 10 p.m. and are equipped to provide additional diagnostic and pharmaceutical services to facilitate persons who have been redirected to those particular health centers. We extended surgery hours in some hospitals so that you wait less time to have your procedures done. For example, the University Hospital of the West Indies extended its surgery hours from 4:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. The extended hours has significantly reduced the backlog of surgeries at that institution. The National Food Industry Task Force report has provided us with a plan to encourage Jamaicans to practice healthier lifestyles, including better dietary practices. The committee was established in 2016, and stakeholder sensitization is ongoing to develop a range of policy options for healthier living. Through the program of the reduction of maternal and child mortality, PROMAC, contracts were signed for design services for high dependency units in 6 hospitals. In addition, services are being undertaken to rehabilitate 4 primary health centers and 2 community hospitals, and testing equipment has been procured and delivered to these facilities. Letters were exchanged with the Chinese for the building of the Children and Adolescent Hospital in Western Jamaica. This is quite significant because we have not built a hospital in Jamaica in the last 25 years. The current fiscal year is winding down, and we were confronted with some of the same infrastructural issues that have compounded over decades. But we have had another active year of building on the gains we have made in the previous year. During 2017, a committee was established to develop a 10-year strategic plan. This process will continue during this current fiscal year. A 6-month consultancy contract has been signed to develop a national health insurance scheme, a commitment made by this government that is now being fulfilled. A report was submitted by the Mental Health and Homelessness Task Force. Coming out of that report, an MOU has been signed with the Ministry of Local Government and Food for the Poor for the expansion of infirmaries with a view to address homelessness and social cases in our hospitals. In an attempt to stem the shortage of nurses, we have added some 300 new posts, and a nurses training exchange program is being developed to expand training opportunities for Jamaicans interested in pursuing nursing as a profession. We are attempting to support primary health care through community involvement, and therefore have launched our Adopt a Clinic program back in November 2017. To date, we have had some 50 expressions of interest from individuals and corporate entities willing to participate in this program. The National Council on Drug Abuse started its marijuana public education campaign in July, and this will run for at least 1 year. This is aimed at discouraging our young people from smoking marijuana. The Mosquito Research and Control Unit was launched at the University of the West Indies, and work has started. To date, 2 insectaries have been established and are now operational, facilitating significant research on how to control that deadly vector, the mosquito. 1,000 community health aides trained by heart to assist in vector control are deployed seasonally to communities to help fight against mosquito-borne diseases. The Ministry of Health has embarked on a number of infrastructure projects which include the upgrade and repair of several hospitals in all 4 regional health authorities. In the area of cancer care, the first of 2 linear accelerator, LENAC, was commissioned at the Caenwood Regional Hospital, with the other to come on stream at the St. Joseph's Hospital in early 2018. In the area of pediatric care, the cardiac unit at the Bustamante Hospital for Children has been commissioned with a number of surgeries already successfully done. As we move to modernize our hospital infrastructure, United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS, has been contracted to review a plan to upgrade the Montego Regional, St. Anne's Bay Regional, Kingston Public, Maypen, and Spanish Town hospitals. In short order, we will launch our Compassionate Care initiative to improve how we interface with patients. This is an important initiative geared towards improving customer service in all our health institutions. Finally, let me mention our initiative in preventative health care called Jamaica Moves.
3, 4, 5, 6.
This campaign was launched to encourage Jamaicans to take personal responsibility for their health by knowing their health status, good dietary practices, and engaging in at least 30 minutes of exercise each day. We have been encouraged by the public's participation and will continue this program into 2018. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. This is why the Jamaica Moves program is attempting to change the behavior towards healthier lifestyle practices and so prevent the need for hospitalization due to NCDs or lifestyle diseases. Jamaicans, as we face 2018, let us redouble our efforts to live healthier lives so that we can be more productive and enjoy more moments, more memories, more life. I wish for all of us a healthy 2018. May God bless you.
Government in the 2018-2019 financial year will be redoubling its crime-fighting measures and approving legislation to strengthen the justice system and other sectors. These and other plans were revealed by His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen on February 15. Here are the major points.
Legislation to support crime fighting and govern critical sectors. Roadworks and social interventions targeting unattached youth continue. Some of the major focus areas for government in the 2018-2019 financial year, continuing on the path to prosperity.
As we seek to make our nation more secure and promote the respect for the rule of law, we must also strengthen our justice system.
And so among the raft of measures to be undertaken in the 2018-2019 financial year are review and amendments to 6 pieces of legislation. Among them, the statutory review of the Sexual Offences Act.
The administration's program will contribute to the achievement of a modernized justice system that Jamaicans deserve, improving the delivery of the justice services in 8 additional parishes through justice centers by 2019 and establishing the single anti-corruption agency.
Crime-fighting measures will also be supported by 10 critical pieces of legislation. These include replacing the Constabulary Force Act and moving forward with the merger of the Police Services Commission and Police Civilian Oversight Authority. The police's investigative capabilities will also be supported by amendments to the Firearms and Fingerprints Acts, while other legislation will be moved to modernize the parole and correction systems, go after the proceeds of crime, and suppress criminal organizations.
In addition to the legislative measures, the government will continue to focus on strengthening its administrative and technological capabilities, crime prevention, community safety measures, and rehabilitation and redemption.
The National Identification and Registration Authority NIRA regulation will be developed and tabled in the House of Representatives by September 2018. This will further facilitate the transformation of the Registrar General's Department into the new identification regulating body. And to support the enrollment of persons in the National Identification System NIDS, a national address database will be established, indicating where all parcels of land are located within the island.
Ensuring that every citizen of Jamaica can be identified and known to the state so that their rights and entitlements can be preserved and planned for in advance is necessary. It is necessary for the country to continue on that path to prosperity.
Housing and youth development are equally important in the new financial year. Government will increase the enrollment number of unattached youth in its Learn, Earn, Give and Save LEGS program, as well as its Housing, Opportunity, Production and Employment HOPE program. The National Housing Trust will create more than 8,000 new loans and deliver 4,700 houses and more than 6,300 housing starts to the market.
Through greater access to funding and the creation of more housing solutions to the market, the National Housing Trust will continue to make home ownership a reality for more Jamaicans in 2018-2019.
Existing roadwork under the Major Infrastructure Development Program will be completed and new ones are to come on stream. The improvement works are to widen roadways to address congestion. Meanwhile, $220 million will be spent to expand and improve rural water supply and irrigation systems. Government will also improve its response to fire and garbage collection through the purchase of 12 trucks and the construction of fire stations in Montego Bay, Port Maria and Yallas. On the social protection side of things, 2 drop-in centers will be constructed in Trelawney and St. Thomas as temporary accommodation for homeless persons.
The government will also build 4 homes for registered indigent persons this year in a program to build 28 indigent homes across the island.
And protection against unwanted sexual advances will be accelerated with the tabling of the Sexual Harassment Bill this year. In the transport and mining sectors, work to resume the railway service will intensify with construction of Phase 1 from Montego Bay to Appleton to begin this fiscal year.
The bauxite and alumina sector has started to see steady growth and will continue as the major players enhance expansion or modernization activities. The finalization of the National Mineral Policy and Action Plan will also take place this year.
In terms of foreign policy, through overseas missions, Jamaica will continue to target business opportunities and investments.
The government will also seek parliamentary approval of the foreign trade policy and ensure its timely implementation while recognizing the importance of expanding foreign trade to the economic growth agenda.
And the Tourism Ministry will continue its 5x5x5 growth strategy. It targets a 5% increase in visitor arrivals annually and $5 billion in foreign exchange earnings within a 5-year period. The government, with Prime Minister Andrew Holness at the helm, continuing on the path to prosperity.
The Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology is now accepting applications for the 2018 National Innovative Competition under the theme Recognizing Excellence in Innovation. Submit entries to any of our 11 categories to win cash grants and trophies. Applications must bear the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office's JIPO seal to indicate authenticity of submission. Applications must be mailed or delivered to Mrs. Andrea Carr, Coordinator for the Innovation Awards Secretariat at the Scientific Research Council SRC. For more information, call 1-876-927-1771 or visit the SRC website www.src.gov.jm. Application closes Monday, April 30, 2018.
Up next, one man's love for science has led to breakthroughs in medical science.
Research scientists, the answer to the equation of product development. Vital to our everyday lives, they leave their mark in various fields, be it medicine, food, pesticides, or cosmetics. Meet Dr. Lawrence Williams, a scientist who has devoted his life to research, a Jamaican who serves as an example of the scientific brain the island has to offer.
When I finished my Bachelor of Science degree at the University of the West Indies, I decided to do natural product pesticide research with Professor Ajay Mansingh. And from there, it got deeper and deeper. I then developed a liking for pesticide research and medicinal drug development. And that's where now I'm getting most of the success in my research.
Accredited to his many research successes is the International Patent Award he received for a compound isolated from the guinea hen weed. This plant is widely grown in Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean, as well as areas of Central and South America and Africa. The protein compound dibenzyl trisulfide found in the guinea hen weed has the potential to cure cancer, one of the leading causes of deaths globally.
DTS, as I call it, is a very unique anti-cancer molecule in that it not only goes for one type of cancer cell, it goes for at least 12 types of cancer cell in the joint research programs that are going on the trisulfide.
Among these cancers are those of the brain, bladder, breast, skin, fibrous and small cell lung cancer. Dr. Williams' research took him to Germany, where he partnered with other professors. They have so far linked the anti-cancer action of dibenzyl trisulfide to the molecule's ability to disrupt the cytoskeleton framework of two types of cells, actin and microtubules. Basically, normal cells in a cancer-free body do not divide, but when cancer is present, the microtubule cells divide rapidly. This research suggests that the anti-cancer compound in the guinea hen weed can fight that process and eventually kill the cancerous cells. The success of this research could mean a replacement of many cancer drugs that have toxic side effects. So what's next?
We have done a lot of what we call test tube research. Now, our next step would be clinical trials. And then we hope that we would have a compound on the market to treat cancer.
Dr. Williams' research could change the face of medicine, and the scientific breakthrough would mean good news for Jamaica, given its ability to contribute to health and foreign exchange earnings.
Can you imagine getting the cure for cancer? In the United States of America, the treatment for breast cancer alone value over $40 billion US. And if this is a cure for cancer, you can imagine all of that money coming to Jamaica. That's super.
The guinea hen weed is widely used in tropical, herbal and veterinary medicine, and also as a fungicide and pesticide. The Scientific Research Council, SRC, one of the island's chief supporters of scientific research and development, is also looking at other Jamaican plants for the antioxidant property, which is recognized as an agent for treating degenerative diseases.
So research is very crucial for the development of Jamaica as it relates to its plants and other natural products. Marine environment is another broad area of research. And I don't think that the university is putting enough into marine research. I think we should have maybe 4 or 5 researchers in marine science.
For his part, Dr. Williams is also researching treatment options for cattle ticks, the development of pesticides, and screening Jamaican plants for ACE inhibitory activity, a compound used to normalize high blood pressure. He has received several awards from the Biographical Institute in the United States and the United Kingdom, and got the first Young Scientist Award in Jamaica, the Caribbean Academia of Science Award, and the Silver Musgrave Awards for scientific research. A mentor to young scientists, Dr. Williams strongly believes that acquiring their PhD and doing postdoctorate research will build confidence in their ability to carry out more advanced research.
When you're well trained as a scientist, you can have a broad command of various fields.
So with new technology and discoveries emerging every day, this will lead to exciting opportunities for research scientists.
We have come to the end of our show, but certainly not the end of our connection. Just click on our website, jis.gov.jm, and while you're online, send your feedback to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm or via tweet @JISNews. Do join us again tomorrow for another program. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.